Alright, so my name is Jovian Tait and this is my password manager program I wrote in Python. So first I imported a few of the libraries you need. So SQLite 3 for the SQL server, hashlib for some just to check some hashes, and time on OS for some other functions. So you see here I created a function to clear the screen, pretty simple. Also made one for a loading effect that I'll be demonstrating further. So I have a class for the password manager I made here, and here function initializes it and it takes in some values here, and one of the values is the master file that I have for the vault itself called the master password.txt, and some other parameters that initialized here. Then I have the master password itself, which is the password to open the manager, and it would basically read from a file that I have, and if it's not found, it will create the file and set the default password, which I have here as admin. And also here I would make the hash of that file and save it. So the actual word admin is not in the file, but the hash is in the file, and to compare the hash. Then here also another function to save the password that can be updated to the file, and it would then save the hash and not the actual password. So then now here this function will create a database and have a primary key and website username and password values in the table. And while it's creating it, then this function here would, once the user puts in the values, it would insert the data into the table. And pretty much here is another function to retrieve the passwords from the table. Then this one is to update any passwords. I can select it and change it using the website as the query. And here inside it, as I say, it would check if the password exists, and if it exists, allow the user to enter their new username and password and update. And if not, it would say no password found. So if you can't find it, it wouldn't update it. And then this function is to update the password manager itself, the value that you need for to enter it, I should say. And as you see here, it would hash it and then save the hash to the file. And then for authentication, just to check if it matches, instead of checking the actual value, so for example of admin, it would just match it against the hash. That's a bit more secure. And then this function is just to authenticate, where if the person enters the master password wrong 3 times, it will kick them out. So you get 3 tries. And then this is just to close it, so any excess memory or anything wasted. So then now in main, I create a instance object of the password manager class. Then it will try to do the authentication. So once it's authenticated, it will pop up this menu here, giving add the password, view a password, or update a password, as well as exit. So if you want to add a password, you can put one, enter the website username, password, and it will do all this stuff. 2, to retrieve the passwords, it will show your passwords that you have, and then if you want to update, you press 3 and it will update. You would enter the name of the website. Once it's found, you can then input a new username and password. And then this is a sort of admin control, where if you put 0, that would be used to update your master password, and then 4 to exit. And pretty much that's the functionality here, the code. So let me just run it and demonstrate. So I'll run my code. And see it asks for the master password. So as I said, it was admin, so we'll put admin. And so I had some passwords already, so let's just test it. So let me hit view, and this is where the loading function comes in, give it that little effect that it's loading. So as you see, the passwords I have already, the website name, the username, and the password. So and just to verify the database, I am using DB browser to view it. So as you see, it's in the DB file. There's a file called password manager.db. So this is the actual table inside here. So let me update one of my password just to demonstrate. So update, and in this case let's try Facebook. So Facebook, and this is the loading function. Give it a user friendliness. New username, so let's just John, and password just for testing purposes 12345, and it should be there. So let's view, let's load, and yep, see Facebook that we just added and the new password. And let me check the database, so give it a refresh here and see it has been changed. So let me go again and add a new password actually. So new password would be new, let's say CVM. Username is Sam. Password is the and it should be password added successfully, and let's just verify. And there it is, the new website we added, and just check our database. Voila, it is there. And another thing, just as I said before, to change the master password, I'd input 0 for a choice, and the password was admin. So let's say I'm going to change it to boss, so BOSS. So if I exit now and let's run it back, let's try admin that was before. See, it's not working because it changed. So now I go boss, and voila. So as you see, that's how we change the master password, and that's pretty much it for us. So just to verify here, as I said, this would be the master password file, and as you see here, it's not the actual plain text file, but it's saved as a hash. So we'll compare the hash to it. So even if someone was to get access to the text file, they wouldn't have any ability to retrieve your password, unless if it's a weak password. They could probably use a dictionary attack or a rainbow table, etc. But one of the improvements I hope to add eventually is to add a strength checker. So when they enter a password, it would tell them how strong it is, and put limits so you couldn't enter anything less than 8 characters, etc., etc. So that's it for me, and I'll just give you a short preview of the user documentation I made. So here you see I have also the user documentation. So if a guide getting started, tell you how to get Python, how to either use use it through command line, the script file running the password manager.py, or you can use your favorite IDE to open it. Also give you the general information about how it's used, and as well as some notes on what I did to implement it. Pretty basic, pretty standard. I'll improve it over time. So yeah, that's it.